So my emphasis for today will be En no Hongi, the principle of circularity, or the spiritual circle. So we're going to think about how circles operate in Aikido and in our daily life. So tell me a little bit about circles. Something that we know about circles that we can bring
round.
The round. So there's no edges.
Right.
Does your techniques have edges? Does your daily life have edges? Where you kind of bump in, and what happens to edges? They get knocked, they nick things. Smooth transitions. Circles are about being smooth. What else?
There is no start, no end. You're always on the go, on the way.
There's no beginning, no end. It's continuity flows into one another. Circles. What else? So you put a circle in another direction, you get a column, you get a spiral. Beautiful.
Well, the human body doesn't have straight lines. All of our body is made of angles.
So it accommodates how nature is. Nature doesn't come. Yes, I love this. Every circle has a center. So when you're thinking in terms of circles, you're understanding where that center is, and you should make that center. Get yourself. And there's boundaries set by the radius. You can have a very tight boundary, or you can have a very expansive. When I think of your spiritual circle, I want it to be very expanded. You know, in Aikido, Seidokan Aikido, small circles, maybe physically, but spiritually we have a really big circle, right? Because if I put a boundary between me and uke in my mind, then there's separation. So we have to have that inclusiveness. And yet, when we deal physically, we have to understand that circles mechanically work best at the periphery. Right? If you have two gears, you want them to mesh like this, right? So there's a lot that we can work with. So I want you to think about those aspects as we do some circular stuff. So you know this exercise, right? So I like to stop this exercise here on 5. Right? So face me and stop that exercise here. And now here's our test. I go to push you here. And I want you to use that circle to deflect that energy. Let's see what happens. Oh. Yeah, it's difficult. Okay, but you did pretty good. Here, try it again. Ready? Whoa. So we think linearly, right? Now here I want you to make a little circle with your hips. Not your shoulders, just your hips. So when you have this circle going here, this circle is now forming a sphere around you. Don't let the ki flow out. Yes! Walk forward. So this is just to remind you, you don't want to have edges. Be like this. If she thinks stiffness, there's an edge, pop. If she thinks, no, she doesn't have to do this all day. You can do this too, jiggle. Yeah! Whoops! But your mind wants to jump. Mine wants to go linear. So when I come at you, think, thank you. Yeah. All right, so just play with that. This is, and a lot of Joho like a kind of wide stance. Widen your stance really wide. You try to be, try to be strong. It's very important. So Aikido is not wide stance this way. Put your feet together. This is why I did this, right? This is also kind of low. This should be here. There you go. Now it's a little shouldery. So what happens here, start pushing against here. There's my shoulder. Push. It's being deflected around my shoulder. Right? And then anytime I can sort of move. Okay, so, and then sometimes I see you guys like this. Well, this is cheating. This is like you don't trust the art, so put your feet like that, and you have your hands. Yeah, you're going to use all that back foot stuff. That's not what we're trying to achieve here. So be on one foot. Almost. And by the way, when the energy comes, absorb it this way. Yes. Hop forward. Ah! Okay. Now here's NK exercise. Where's the circle in this? Oh. He's got my wrist there. In fact, he should make it so I can't bring it in. Yeah. So remember my circle, but doesn't he have a circle too? Where's his circle? So it's really easy. This is a hard technique because we run into his circle. Circles that are like interlocking make him really be strong. Make him really strong. How do I solve the interlocking problem? First, what was the first thing I wanted you to think about for circles? The spiritual circle, being inclusive. So I'm going to include in my circle. How about this circle? Is this a good circle? No, because the center's here. So I have to include him and something over here. I want to be the center of the circle. I don't want, if I think this way, then this becomes the focal point. This is the circle. Oops, excuse me. Hang on a little bit. I still can get hung up here. Boy, that's tough. Because I'm running into the circle and out of it. So he's got a hooking kind of thing, right? So it'd be like this. Be like this. This is hard, right? So hold. So how am I going to change this? Where's his radius end? Here's his radius. His radius is ending at these fingers. I'm going to make it end at his palm. Makes it very easy. When I say I'm going to end it, here's where he fights you. So I'm going to press myself into this spot and say, this is where his key ends. And then I'm just going to slide down and make the circle. Lift my arm up. Whoa! If you can do that, you're in trouble. Lift my arm up. So this is that very simple art that Kobayashi Sensei developed. That we built Seidokan around. Some of the techniques. Are you the center of the circle? Have you made it gears meshing so that you have an easy circle, or you got gears clashing? Let's try that. You've got to make sure that it slides down, right? Here, as soon as I have an intention to pull in, he's going to have an intention to pull back. He's got me. So to emphasize this, face that way. No, face that way. I'm going to be here. And he's going to do the same exercise. Just very good. But you're still thinking about pulling a little bit. So just down. You can do it. It doesn't take any. What we used to do, when Kobayashi Sensei first introduced this kind of thing, punch, say, I didn't do it. This is how we practiced. Barely touched, you can't sue me. This little joke was, somebody see it? Did I do anything? So this is your second version. And it's really easy. Just if I put a little hook in there, it's not going to work at all. Yeah! I feel like, oh, thank you. Yes. Thank you. And then, think symmetrically. I am the center of the universe. That's not an egotistic thing. That's an egoless thing. Because then I've gone out of existence because I've just made myself part of the entire universe. It's very egoless. So I don't think people actually grab this way, two-handed. They're more like this. Right? We're going to carry him away, right? So now, he's in deep doo-doo. Do this technique. But you got to be very relaxed. And shift back on the second down. So dip dip.
Oh, no, that's not it.
Yes, and so here, you guys grab me. So, they've got me, they go. So this is a very tough technique to work stuff out if there's no room. I'm relaxed. NK can be very powerful. And this is a more realistic, like water coming off your fingertips. Here's your center. They're making it real easy for you. Oh, I've included them all in my spiritual circle. Or, we're making it explosive. I can go slow too. you know, is dynamic, you bounce it, you should be able to take it really slow too. So you can play with that with 3 people. Hi.
Right.